The first one was hard. It was our 10th wedding anniversary. The marriage was final, but the divorce wasn't. I knew it was going to be a hard day, so I intentionally scheduled a psychiatrist appointment for that morning so that I had an excuse to take the day off work. And I remember after getting back to the small guest bedroom in my friend's home where I was living for that first year, I remember getting back there after the appointment and just curling up on the flannel sheets. I kept trying to read, but my eyes and brain just kept skidding off the page. I tried to take a sleeping pill and just sleep the day away, but my body fought through the medication. It was a hard day, as those anniversaries can be. You know, I kind of like to equate them to a rotted section on a suspension bridge. We see them coming. And we so dread their approach. But yet we have to get through them to get to the other side. When all we want is for that day to be the celebration that it was supposed to be, instead of the memorial that it now is. So I'm going to give you some strategies that you can use both before the anniversary, the day of the anniversary, and then after the anniversary to make getting through it just a little bit easier. First, before the anniversary, I want you to take some time and I want for you to literally write or type out the victories that you have had so far. Now, those may be so small, especially if this is all recent for you, but I don't care. Small still matters. Anniversaries have a way of making us focus on what we've lost. You know, it can make us feel like a failure. And what I want you to do is to find those things where you've succeeded. Write them down. Take that time to focus on them. You've done some amazing things, even if it was as simple as managing to eat a meal. I want you to physically exhaust yourself. Ideally, in the few days leading up to. When our bodies are tired, few things happen. When we sleep better. But it also helps to lower that anxiety that we have around all of this. It quiets the mind. And so plan more exercise than you normally do as you're going into this, because being tired on that day is okay. Put your support system on alert. They may not be aware that the anniversary is coming, or if they haven't been through any kind of loss themselves, they may not understand its significance. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to send out a blast on Facebook, but just make sure that you clue a few key people in, and it's going to help them just be a little bit more patient and understanding with you if you are acting just a little bit out of sorts. Okay, on the actual day of your anniversary, first, make sure that you plan an undemanding day. So maybe you decide, like me, that you need to take a day off. That's okay. This definitely qualifies as a sick day in my book. Or maybe you decide that you want the distraction of work. That's fine too. You just want to make sure that this isn't a day when you have like some pressing presentation that you have to give, or that you've got excessive demands on your cognition, because it's probably not going to be at its best. If you like being alone, then make sure you plan a day where that can happen. If instead you prefer being with people, then arrange for that to happen. All right, this is a hard one, but it's an important one. Stay off social media. This is not the day when you want to see some engagement announcement or have somebody else's anniversary happen to be on the same day and you see their pictures and proclamation of love. No, you're not going to be able to handle it well on that day. Just don't do it. All right, embrace the suck. It's going to be a hard day. And I don't care what your distractions are, there's nothing that is going to totally be able to take your mind off of this. And so don't even try. Just accept this is going to be a hard day. But you know what? Even the hardest days, they still end. Okay, this is my favorite one for the actual day. I want you to start a new ritual. It can be something big, it can be something small. It doesn't matter. But just something that's going to mark that day. Because here's the thing, your brain, for the rest of your life, your brain is going to mark that day. You will never forget that that was your anniversary. But you can change the meaning of that day. And so start that new ritual. And then with that, I want you to start a new count. So here's what mine was. It was very simple. So what I did is instead of saying, hey, this is, my anniversary of this dead marriage, this marriage that is over, instead I was like, oh, this is the first anniversary of when I was able to start sharing my story and start to make something good come of this. And so now every year when that day comes around, I just think to myself, like, oh, this is my 10th anniversary of being able to share. And it's empowering. It's just a nice little shift in how you choose to see that day. Okay, after the anniversary, shake it off. You probably woke up with an emotional hangover. You went through a hard day. And so afterwards, it's a really good time just to move, just to kind of get out of your head a little bit. This is also the time to do what makes you feel good. I don't recommend trying to schedule something like super awesome and cool on the actual day, because if you're not in the right mind space for it, it could end up being a bummer. But afterwards, now that's a good time to do something awesome. So put some scheduled smiles on your calendar after your anniversary to give you something to look forward to as you're leading up to and getting through that day. And then also just to help you kind of shake off any residual sadness that you have. And then finally, I want you to celebrate with this thought. You will never, ever, ever have to go through that again. Now, of course, you will have other anniversaries, but you never have to go through that one again. And each one gets a little bit different, and I think a little bit easier. The first time through is definitely the hardest. The second time through, a little tiny bit easier. You get more practiced at it. So that one that you just got through, awesome. Congratulations. And now you can put a big check and done stamp on that one.